Who knew that wanting to be accepted could quickly turn into rejection? People you thought were your friends tell you that your life should end. Once you thought that they were cool, now show you that they are cruel. A cry for help you tell someone, but the pain continues to come. They start saying things that you don't like, and it feels like you can't fight. They continue to make your life hell, but you just want to feel well. So I sit there asking when. I just want this pain to end. So I was 17 years old when this kind of started. It all kind of developed from being in a friend group that was really antisocial, and I really just kind of wanted to feel accepted. My family, even from the day I first started hanging out with those friends, they said there's something we don't like about these kids. We don't know what it is, but we just don't feel comfortable with it. These friends, I just started hanging out with them because I wanted a group of friends that I could go to lunch with and hang out with after school all the time. And so I started hanging out with them, and for a while it felt like I was one of them, but then kind of towards the end, everyone kind of started subgrouping within the group, and it felt kind of like no one wanted me in the subgroup, so it was kind of just I floated around a little bit, if that makes sense. Kind of hurt because everyone was in their subgroup doing other things, and they would be like, oh, sorry, I can't hang out today because I have work or whatever, and then I would see them out doing things with the other friends. And it got to a point where we were kind of quarreling back and forth. They started calling me names like pig because they thought I was fat. It was more just teasing, and they were saying we're just friends, friends tease each other. And I finally told someone about it, my parents, because it kind of got a little out of control. Things really started to get heated, and they kept calling me a snitch and vandalized my car and told me that if I would have just killed myself, that we wouldn't have to be worrying about who was going to pay for the car. So from there, it kind of just exploded into this big thing where it was really 11 kids against one, and I couldn't really defend myself. I ended up feeling more alone in the end than I did beforehand. I was scared, and I didn't want to go tell anybody because I was worried what the consequences were going to be for just trying to stand up for myself. There definitely were negative thoughts, I started thinking what if maybe some of the things they're saying are true, maybe I should have just kept my mouth shut, I don't need help, I can just figure it out, and they'll eventually accept me back into their group again. I definitely think there were adults that knew, and it just didn't feel like they were really doing much, School administrations everywhere preach this anti-bullying, prophecy that it's not tolerable or whatever, and here they have this perfect opportunity to do something, and it just feels like they didn't really do anything, which is hard. Kids can be so cruel over social media and those kinds of things, and and no one really does anything about it, and most of the time the kid, like myself, doesn't feel like they have a voice. And so I think it's really important for kids in my situation or similar situations to step up and make a voice of themselves, because it shouldn't be tolerable. It's not okay. My hope is that hopefully these kids don't go and do this to some other kid that feels like they don't have a voice. Also that kids will be able to look at this and see that it's more important to stand up for yourself rather than to sit there and let it continue happening.